And even in the work that I did in my life around domestic violence and helping women escape, embracing these women who were still wearing their scars and knowing that our administration was doing everything they could to keep them from coming and to cage their children like animals was a lot. So I'm actually going to read a second poem that I wrote from that trip to honor an activist and a leader that we met who is risking her life every day to try to help women escape the violence and get to sanctuary villages in El Salvador. And she was at she joined us. We met her at the center where she works and got to meet hundreds of amazing women who are farmers. They're learning to produce so many things and try to find paths to independence to care for their families. And she joined us at a sort of delegate lunch with the mayor of the small town and city council women. And what I found interesting about this trip is that the women of color, those of us from the global majority who were there on this delegation, we kept asking really, really hard questions like, what is the status of trans women in this country? We don't hear about that. What's happening to them in their journey to escape? What's happening with your indigenous populations? We're not hearing about this. And so we asked that question to this group, and one of the elected officials said, well, you know, it is one of the stains of our soul that we have wiped out our indigenous population. They're just really not here. And Clementina sat up in her seat and she said, I am here. I am Lenca. You've killed my people. You've destroyed our language. We've lost our customs. But I am here. And so I wrote this poem for her. For Clementina, La Lenca. She entered the dialogue like a rush of wind carrying stories that only remain in the woven threads of the traditional garments sold to turistas on the sides of dirt roads. Each handcrafted flower and colorful flourish, the remnants of a tongue that she never knew, but a presence that demanded visibility. See, in one breath, they said, no one remained. The presence reduced to a spectral chapter from which the audience was too inept to acknowledge. She made it clear. She is here. She lives. They live. And the tears flowed like the cleansing rain that washed our clumsy footpath, carved in blood and colonial mentalities that linked her world to mine, her lineage to mine. They call us mestizo, mulatto, colored, other. We are here. We have always been here. Thank you, Clementina.